Hello dear learners, I'm Navneet Kaur, your chemistry instructor, and in today's video we are going to learn about what is common between acid and base. Okay, so let's start with our topic and have fun in chemistry, right? So yes, so our today's topic is, as I have told, what do acid and base have in common? We'll be learning which are the properties which are common among the acid and base. So beginning with the topic, we have there are two things that are common in acid and base. The very first thing is evolution of hydrogen gas. Right? In the previous lecture, I have told you the reactions, the chemical reaction which take place between the acid and certain compounds and the base and the certain compound, right? So there we have read about the evolution of hydrogen gas, that how the evolution of hydrogen takes place. So basically the evolution is release of hydrogen gas, right? In many of the reaction, like we can in general we can think of A plus B gives some another compound C plus H2. So this H2 is called release of hydrogen gas or evolution of hydrogen gas. So in this particular video, we'll be studying about how the evolution of hydrogen gas takes place and how this property is common in acid and base and why it is common. Okay, so the second property we are going to study is the formation of ions in the presence of water. So you must be very aware that in the presence of water, that is H2O, the acid and base, both the acid and base, these gives ions. Not the same ion is released by both, but yes, both of these release ion. Okay, acid release H positive ion and base release OH negative ion. So this release of H positive and OH negative ion is again dependent on some of the conditions, some of the factors. We'll be discussing that in our lecture. Okay. So let's study. So as I have told you that the first property is evolution of gas, and the very general example as we have taken is A plus B. Let A be any compound, any metal we can say, and B is another compound. It leads to the formation of another substance C plus H2. Okay, so this H2 is evolution of hydrogen gas. This is evolution of hydrogen gas. And if you remember, how we can test the presence of hydrogen gas? Remembered? We have just learned about this concept that if we want to test the presence if we want to test the presence of hydrogen gas, how we can do it? The main test is that H2 burns H2 burns with pop sound. Okay, This is not under this particular topic, but this is very important point and you should keep it in mind, and also mention this point in your notes. Okay. Yeah. So here we will study that how evolution of hydrogen gas takes place. Uh, Let me just recapitulate the topic what we have just read in today's lecture. First of all, we are learning about what is common between acid and base. Under that, we read the first property is that they release H2 gas or hydrogen gas, we can see. Okay, and the second property is they have the tendency to release ions in the presence of water. So first property we are studying, that is evolution of hydrogen gas. So here in this reaction we can see that acid when react with metal leads to the formation of salt and hydrogen gas. Okay, same is in the case of base. Here is base react with the metal and leads to the formation of salt plus hydrogen gas is released. So these are the very general reactions. We can also consider of some examples where we will mention some of the metals and some of the acids and will ourselves form the salts. Okay. So first example, as a first example, we can have HCl, right? And then in metal we can have zinc. This is very common example which we have also read in our previous topic, and it leads to the formation of zinc chloride and hydrogen gas, obviously. Okay. So जब हम इसे बैलेंस करेंगे, इसकी बैलेंसिंग करते टाइम इट इज H2, सो इट मींस हम HCl के कितने मोल्स ले रहे होंगे, 2 moles of zinc and क्लोरीन के भी ऑब्वियसली 2 मोल्स हो रहे हैं, तो हम इधर भी क्या करेंगे इसे बैलेंस करने के लिए 2ZnCl। इसके अलावा हम इसकी और एग्जांपल्स भी ले सकते हैं। और एग्जांपल्स में हम कौन सा मेटल ले सकते हैं, एनी मेटल और एनी एसिड यू कैन कंसिडर एंड फॉर्म द सॉल्ट। जितनी ज्यादा यू विल have practice now, that will make you confident when you're writing the examples, when you're writing the equations, the chemical equations for acid and base chemical reactions. Okay, same we can do for base. What we'll do is think of any base like sodium hydroxide, okay, and metal. Again we can have the same metal, that is zinc, and it will lead to the formation of salt and hydrogen gas. Which salt it will form? Can you just write it down in the chat box? It is very easy. We have very recently in our very last topic we have learned this thing. So consider it as your homework and find out the salt which will be formed by this reaction. Okay, this is very simple. If अगर आपको इसका आंसर नहीं भी मिल रहा है ना, you can just go to the last topic and there you will find the answer that which salt is formed, right? Okay, now the formation of ions. तो ions है, if we are talking about ions, I would like to make it very clear that ions में हमारे पास क्या है, cations and anions, right? Cations are the charges which are positively charged. And anions are negatively charged. So yes, let's see what is the main thing behind this. Okay, तो जो हमारे पास एसिड होते हैं ना, they give H plus ion, that is H positive ion, or we can say the hydride ion in the aqueous solution, or we can say in the presence of water. Okay, and base also give H positive ion in the aqueous solution. हम इसके कुछ एग्जांपल्स करते हैं. हम पहले तो वाटर की ही एग्जांपल ले लेते हैं कि हाउ वाटर डिसोसिएशन टेक्स प्लेस. वाटर कैसे डिसोसिएट करता है. दिस इज H पॉजिटिव प्लस OH नेगेटिव. ठीक है, जो हमारे पास वाटर होता है ना, जब हम उसकी डिसोसिएशन करते हैं तो उसकी रिलीज क्या क्या होता है. H पॉजिटिव आयन एंड OH नेगेटिव आयन. एंड दिस एग्जांपल इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एग्जांपल, बिकॉज अगर आपको ऐसी कोई भी क्वेश्चन आ जाए जिसमें आपको ये बताना हो कि वाटर एसिडिक है या बेसिक है, तो उसमें आप मेंशन कर सकते हो दैट वाटर इज न्यूट्रल. न्यूट्रल क्यों है ये? क्योंकि इसमें जो रिलीज हो रहा है वो एसिडिक आयन भी है एंड बेसिक आयन भी है. ठीक है, तो अभी हम यहाँ पर एसिड की एग्जांपल देखते हैं कि एसिड की एग्जांपल कैसे होती हैं. ठीक है, अभी हम इधर कर रहे हैं एग्जांपल्स ऑफ इन केस ऑफ एसिड. एग्जांपल्स इन केस ऑफ एसिड. तो जो मोस्ट कॉमन एग्जांपल हम यूज करते हैं दैट इज ऑफ HCl. HCl इज वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग एसिड, इज वन ऑफ द वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग एसिड, एंड इसकी डिसोसिएशन कैसे होती है? H पॉजिटिव एंड Cl नेगेटिव. तो अभी अगर आप देखें तो यहाँ पर जो आयन रिलीज हो रहा है दैट इज H पॉजिटिव. इसलिए कहा जाता है कि जो HCl है कंसिडर करें. एग्जाम्पल इन केस ऑफ बेस. तो बेस के केस में हमारे पास एग्जाम्पल क्या होने वाली है? जो हम मोस्ट कॉमन बेस यूज करते हैं दैट इज सोडियम हाइड्रोक्साइड. इट गिव्स Na पॉजिटिव प्लस OH नेगेटिव. राइट, तो इसमें अगर हम देखें तो OH नेगेटिव रिलीज किया जा रहा है, तो ये क्या हुआ? दिस इज आवर बेस. One more thing you can mention here if you want to, that the HCl here is in aqueous state. Right, the HCl is in aqueous state. Why it is in aqueous state? Why we are taking it in aqueous state? Because what we have just read, that acid give H positive ion in aqueous solution. Right, so this acid should be in aqueous solution, only then it will release H positive ion, and this base should also be in aqueous medium. Okay, so in the very next topic, this is very related to our syllabus, that we are what we said, that H positive ion, it means the substance acid. Right, if it release H positive ion, it means it is an acid, and if it release OH negative ion, it is a base. But who told us that H positive ion is acid and OH negative ion means base? Do you know? Do you want to know? Okay, so this is according to Arrhenius theory. Okay, as per Arrhenius theory, क्या था? Arrhenius was actually a scientist who said that any substance which can give H positive ion in aqueous solution is an acid, and which can give OH negative ion in the aqueous solution will be considered as a base. right? I hope कि आपको ये टॉपिक समझ में आया होगा and you have understood what we have read. Just to summarize, let's make a short presentation. Let's we'll make a flow chart and revise what we have read in today's lecture, right? First of all, we have read what is common in acid and base. So the very first point is evolution of gas. Which gas? Hydrogen gas. We can say evolution of H2. Okay. And second point is formation of ions. तो जो हमारा ये फर्स्ट पॉइंट था इसमें हमने क्या पढ़ा that acid when react with metal leads to the formation of salt and release of hydrogen gas. Same, the reaction occur with the base. Base when react with metal leads to the formation of salt and release of hydrogen gas. Okay, and when we talk of formation of ions, the acid substances, they release, which ion is released by the acids? Can you name? Acid release H positive ion and the base release OH negative ion. So, my dear students, this was all about our today's lecture. तो इस लेक्चर में what we have read, I have just make a flow chart. मैंने एक flow chart बना दिया है उस चीज का. You can note it down and just try to remember all these things. This is very easy concept and you can easily memorize it. Okay, so okay then. Let's meet in the next video with a new topic, with a new Josh. And okay, bye bye then. Take care.